Welcome to today's episode. In our today's episode, Muizat is here. We're happy to welcome you in our today's episode, Zero to Value. Hi Muizat, could you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hi, Rakesh. My name is Muizat. I am a chemistry major here at Louisiana Tech University. I'm very, very happy that you invited me here today. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm also looking forward to sharing my experiences and how they can be helpful to international students. So,
That would be awesome. It's
yeah.
so helpful for our international students. And you are my first guest for
Yay! I
our
love
Zero
it.
to Value podcast.
Yes. Guys, please look forward to more episodes of Zero to Value podcast. As you can see, this is my first podcast. So I'm a bit nervous. I think we're both nervous, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So in starting like few weeks ago, I did one podcast for our Office of International Affairs.
right.
It was virtual podcast. So this is the first ever podcast in
In,
person.
in person, yeah. That's great. So yeah, we are both international students. I would share at least my experiences that I've had here. And Rakesh, if you have any questions for me, I'm here to answer them.
Sure. Just think me as an international student who is willing to apply
Yes.
in USA.
Okay.
Just think me who is in Nigeria
Yeah,
or any
okay.
other part of the country.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was me like 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
that was us 2 years ago.
And we came in the same quarter, right?
Yes, we did. We actually did. So Rakesh and I actually came in the same quarter. It was winter. I remember it was snowing then too as well.
Yes.
It was a whole thing. Like, it's been like 2 years, but it feels like yesterday. Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let us start. I would like to ask about your major. You are doing dual major.
Yes.
Chemistry and political science.
Yes.
How do those two worlds actually work together for you?
So when I first started at Louisiana Tech, I was a political science major, and I was very much into the reason why I'm interested in political science is because I'm interested in foreign policy, like American foreign policy, Korean foreign policy, because I studied in Korea for a while. And I was also fortunate to take a lot of classes like American constitutional law. In my sociology, I also took sociology because like that's part of the political science concentration. And in my sociology professor, she introduced me to this research that they were doing that was part of like a whole broad initiative. Like we had science students were also part of the research. There was biomedical engineering. So she wanted me to like be observing some of the environmental policies that they were doing at the time. So I was fortunate enough to do this research with her, and it was environmental policies. When I was doing the research during my freshman that summer, I became more interested in like scientific policies, like what the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, like how do they regulate toxic contaminants and things like that. So this idea of toxic contaminants, I wanted to explore deeper into what are the toxic organisms that we have, like arsenic, lead, things like that. That's how sort of I transitioned towards chemistry because I was interested in like arsenic and lead. That's how my interest first collided like to chemistry and more hard sciences. So basically that's how I wanted to make the decision because I know that when I was in high school, I felt like I did not have the opportunity to do chemistry, physics. So when I was in college, I was like, I want to do chemistry, I want to do physics, I want to do biology. So like that's how I decided to, do a dual major in chemistry and political science. I like political science, so I didn't want to drop it as well. Because many people were like, what are you doing with political science? Like, why do you study political science? But yeah, that's the story. And thankfully, I've been able to do more research with like toxic contaminants, like carbon quantum dots, things like that. Thankfully, because I joined the summer research that a professor introduced me to.
You mentioned foreign policy. Can you explain what is that foreign policy?
So foreign policy is basically, for example, the United States right now that we're in country. How does the United States interact with other countries? Like, what are their strategies? Like, what do they implement? Like, for example, on tariffs, like, okay, if it's like friendly policies, like if they have like friends with other countries and things like that. So how, like, think about like the United Nations. The United Nations is where different countries in the international system interact with each other. So like I'm interested in foreign policy, like how do countries interact with one another? And because I lived in Korea, I wanted to see, okay, what's the relationship between Korea and the United States? What's the relationship with Korea and like Africa, or Korea and Nigeria, my country? or what's the relationship between the United States. So that's what foreign policy is basically.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So it's your interest studying political science and engaging to know how the country to country their communication works.
Yes.
Wow.
It's very fascinating too because I've had so many classes. We've had comparative politics, international relations, and our professors, they're very dedicated to like explaining how do countries interact. Sometimes it might be hostile, sometimes it might be friendly. There's this saying that like if each country is looking out for itself. Like they only interact with you because they want to gain something from you. So that's funny to like realize. I just find it funny, and I just find it interacting and fascinating.
When you mentioned about that you participated in a speech competition or a debate competition? Something?
Yes.
What was that? Was it related to this political science?
No, not necessarily. So it was part of a student organization that I joined because of since high school I wanted to like continue my debate. I was in debate. And I just wanted to continue, like, my debate. I wanted to see what American debate is like, basically. You're in Nigeria, you have Nigerian debate. What does, like, debate look in, like, American colleges? So I was fortunate enough to join. And when I joined, I was able to go to national debate tournaments. We had different tournaments, state tournaments, like LSUS. I see people from different schools and we debate about topics like sports, literature, government, like anything that's happening recently in the country. We talk about it and we debate. We have a judge that like sees and says, oh, this is the winner, and they vote like who wins the round, if the affirmative wins or if the negative wins. Like we have a topic, we choose the topic and then we debate it. Yeah.
Cool. How much is your involvement in on-campus organization?
Wow, thank you. That's a lot. I know you're also involved, Rakesh. I think you're also very much involved in different organizations on campus. I think most international students would like to involve themselves in at least one or two organizations. So I'm currently in student recruiters. I give tours to prospective students that want to come to tech, like general American students. I do that. I'm also currently in ACS, as the American Chemical Society. We actually had spring release yesterday, so I volunteered for spring release. Basically, a COES organization, College of Engineering and Science. I'm also in African Student Association. I'm part of the executive board, academic director, but I'm running for the president.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Those are the few organizations I'm in.
Okay, what do you think? Is it really important for students to get involved in on-campus organization? Is it helpful? What do you think?
I think it's helpful, but I also think that you should not do it just for the sake of like you want to put something in your resume. Or because of you think everybody else is doing it, then you should do it. I think you should do it because you find it interesting to you. Like you should find something that's your interest. So for Louisiana Tech, we have about 160 student organizations. We have ISA, we have ASA, we have every Nepali, NNA, we have a lot. Okay, you should join an organization that like, maybe you can join one academic organization, like one for your engineering and science organization, because they have different organizations under the College of Engineering and Science. Maybe you can join a cultural organization, like to be part of your community. And so I think that, what was the question again?
About involving in on-campus organizations.
I think it's very important to be involved because you can find friends, you can find a community, you can build conversation skills, you can build leadership skills like what you're doing right now, Rakesh. I think you're doing a very amazing job in so many organizations. And basically that's how you build your confidence and that's how you build your, I guess, social reputation as well. So you also like learn a lot of things while joining student organizations. I have some of my friends that I'm always like, come, let's go to this organization, and they always say no. So
I would also, from my experience, participating in activities in organization is really good. You'll get exposure, especially for international students who are living far from home. They feel lonely.
Yes.
So get out of your comfort zone, get out of your room, and participate in on-campus organization
Yeah.
and events. I know there are a lot of events keep happening on our on-campus and
Yep.
even outside. So I really love those, and I try to attend almost every event because I get chance
Yes.
to interact a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people
yeah,
over there.
exactly, Rakesh. I think that's very, especially for us because we don't have our parents here. We
Yeah.
come all the way from our country. So joining student orgs is like very much emphasized and important for us to find our community here at Tech.
Let's move to the next
Yeah, let's
question.
move to the next question.
So you have researched environmental law and cancer LA. What was the most surprising thing you found about how the EPA and the state interact?
So the EPA is the general, I guess, federal environmental agency for the United States. Like they regulate a lot of environmental regulations and things like that. So I specifically, when I was doing my research in my freshman year, I looked at like Louisiana state agencies, Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality, and Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality. How do they interact with the EPA? And specifically, the EPA has a guideline of regulations that the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality has to follow, like the Louisiana state has to follow. So there was a specific case that was kind of like the Louisiana state was saying there was a federal overreach, basically. I don't want to get too political, but basically there was a lawsuit between the EPA and Louisiana state. So sometimes it can be friendly. I think sometimes it can be friendly, but sometimes it can be like kind of like fighting for autonomy. Like, okay, I want to be independent. I'm my own state. Like, I don't want the federal to like interfere with like, some of my, some of my areas that I think that the federal government should not interfere in. So I think that was very interesting to see. Also, I think that like in terms of like grants and things like federal organizations, I'm not really sure. So I'm not gonna say what I don't know too much. But that's about what I know.
So does your science background make you look at those laws differently?
Yeah, so I think that now that I'm gaining more exposure into, I guess, science and like seeing what exactly causes toxic exposure, like what is like, because I think that's the whole point of me, like that's the whole point of why I'm in science, is because if I wanted to understand, do these scientific policies actually make sense? Like, do governments like actually looking at, okay, this is what's happening on the lower level, and then is that exactly what they're implementing, if you know what I mean. So basically, I think that it makes me look at it different because if I want to gain more knowledge on that, and I would not say I'm an expert, but I would say that it's a bridging, it's sort of like a bridge that makes those two interests go together in a way. Yeah, so I do specific laws that I would talk about would be, for example, the disparate impact regulation that I think the EPA was trying to regulate. So yeah, it's a lot. I think I have to do more research on it, basically.
Okay. One of the very important part of this podcast. So from Queen's College in Nigeria to a US research lab, what was the biggest shock in that transition?
The biggest shock should be the airplane. When I was going on the airplane ride, because it was like 18 hours. Okay, I'm just joking. Ooh. But like, I think you should relate to, because that flight was so long. Like, if you say, from Queen's College in Nigeria to now, so I attended Queen's College. Queen's College is actually an only girls' high school in Nigeria. And now that I'm in college, I'm in a research lab right now. I would say that, for example, the people too, like the people that I meet, like I get to meet different people every day from different countries, different nationalities. I think that it's always surprising. I'm always asking myself, am I really here? Like, am I really here? Like, so that's the biggest shock. The first shock was the airplane, because I was like praying so good, because I was like, I'm so scared of flights. Like, I'm so scared of them. So I was like, oh my God, please don't crash. Please don't crash. Anyways, but yeah, the people, the professors are very knowledgeable as well. They are the grad students as well. They're very helpful. They tell you what to do. You kind of sort of see yourself, okay, if I want to go to grad school, like this is what I want to do. Like how do they interact with the professors? What are the things that they do in the lab that, make you stand out?
So, for a student back in Nigeria watching this, what is the first step to finding research opportunities like yours?
I would say the first step, and I think like Rakesh, you can testify to this, is please join LinkedIn. Please join LinkedIn. Even if you're in Nigeria or you're anywhere across the world, if you join LinkedIn, you can always see people, you can always try and have some sort of idea of what people are doing when they come to like the transition to college or the transition to the United States.
Wait, what is LinkedIn? Like, I mean, is it
Yeah.
similar to Facebook or?
So LinkedIn is like a professional platform that students, grad students, like anybody in the professional world, you can a recruiter, college recruiter, lawyers, president, anybody that's in the professional world, they want to work in a corporate setting. They have a LinkedIn, and you can sort of see what they're doing, like their works, their resume, their history of achievements. Different companies will post
Wow.
about like opportunities that you can apply for. So it's a great way to see not only people but different companies and industries and what opportunities that they have. You can always send a message to, like, for example, if you send me a message on LinkedIn right now, I would be happy to do like a coffee chat and tell you, like, give you more information about like what you should expect, what you should not expect. So yeah, LinkedIn is a way you can connect with people around the world. Like you can literally talk to anybody that you wanna that you sort of look up to,
So
basically.
it's one of the best platform where you can reach out to professional, see about their work, their history, what are they in their past, what are they
Yes.
doing today. Well, actually know what is LinkedIn, but I want to know our listeners, our viewers, what it is if they don't know.
Yeah.
What are the advantages to create an account on LinkedIn and how they will be able to connect to world leaders and also students like you who are
Yeah.
doing best in their field. So can they contact you on LinkedIn if?
Yeah, they can. Sure, anybody can send me a message.
Okay, for sure, I'll put a link of your LinkedIn profile in your description.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
They can reach out to you.
Yes. I wouldn't say I'm the best student, okay? I've seen so many other students that are better than me. But yeah, I was fortunate to, when I came here to the States, somebody that I knew, like a professional, she told me, go get LinkedIn. And I was like, okay, I'll get LinkedIn. And then, for students like us, I think international students, we have to like go the extra mile to put in the work. Like we have to reach out to people because we don't have any connections here, basically. So in order to make those connections, you have to make yourself approachable. You have to, go the extra mile.
I have one question, okay? So, as an international student, how do you feel when you see Nigerian face on campus? Like, from internal, okay, he's from a country, she's from a country. How do you feel?
I feel good. I think it's a good thing because, like, you get to see your own people. You get to see yourself in them as well when you first came here, like how you were. You get to also, like, try to talk to them and try to let them not make the same mistakes you did. I'm not an expert. I've only spent 2 years here, or almost 3 years, but, like, basically, I feel happy. I want to. That's why in the African Student Association, in NNA as well, Nepali Student Association, we try to like let them know about taxes. We try to let them know about different opportunities. We try to let them be involved in our community. So it's always good to like reach out to these people that are closer, that are same as you, like kind of your heritage, your culture, so that they can also feel welcomed, and they can also feel that they also have a family here outside of their family at home.
It seems we have a good Nigerian community at Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is it, if any students who are wondering who wants to apply to Louisiana Tech and they're worried, okay, is there any community over there for Nigerian students? So what do you want to say?
Yeah, so we do have a Nigerian community, but it's mostly we group everybody into African student community as well.
Okay.
So that everybody from, like, if you're from Congo, if you're from Kenya, Ghana, like, you can still be involved. but most of our students are also Nigerians. We have a lot of Nigerian people, and they're very helpful. Like when I first came to Tech, I was very fortunate to meet one of the Nigerians, and they helped me with like moving. They helped me with Walmart, like everything. So like it's also good. Like people are gonna support you. You're gonna find your people here, definitely. And I think that's like one thing that you can look forward to.
Right. So when I first arrived here in USA, uh, there's one of my I one of my friend made contact with him. So he helped me with picking up from airport,
Yeah.
going to the SSM. So it's really helpful to
Yes.
contact them. They are really helpful. I really appreciate how the community over here are helpful to the new students. This is very great, and I really appreciate because when you come at your first time, you know nothing.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you need someone who can guide you.
Yes, you're like a newborn baby. Like you don't
Yeah,
know anything
nothing.
about like, yeah, the immigration. You don't know about work authorization. You know nothing. We just learn along the way, little by little. And I'm so glad that we both have those people here at Tech. So
Yes, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's move to the next question. You studied in Korea and are culturally fluent. How does knowing multiple languages help you as a student in your field?
yeah, thank you for saying that. I studied in Korea. Actually, it began when I was 10 years old. I don't want to say it's a whole story, but basically, I was able to study in Korea at Korea University's Language Center. I was able to study there because if I wanted to, talk to people in your language, I wanted to talk to Koreans, improve my language proficiency. Knowing different languages like is very helpful because you don't know whenever like you're gonna be able to use that language, and like we have different like people, different Koreans that in our community as well that I can speak with and I can talk to. I was also very fortunate to go to a conference where there were many Koreans there, and they were also in the professional world, which was like I can also say, my professional network I can also reach out to those people as well because if I know their language, and they would be more receptible, like in accepting me or in listening to what I have to say. And also, and I really like language learning personally. Like, it's like a hobby of mine.
Wow.
So I get to do this competition. Sometimes I register for Korean competitions, just to improve my fluency. Knowing multiple languages, it helps your brain. It not only helps your brain to like
Really?
yeah, it helps your brain. You didn't know that, Rakesh? You know multiple languages too.
Well, yeah, I know. I think I know maybe 4 or 5 languages.
Exactly, Rakesh. You're the pro. So yeah, knowing multiple languages helps your brain because like it helps you to be able to like not only interact with people but like I don't know. It just helps. It just expands your mind. It expands it because like there are different perspectives in different languages. Like what you're gonna do in an English setting, you're not gonna do that in the Korean setting. Like it's different.
How do you say how are you in Korean language?
How are you? 잘 지내고 있어? That's 반말 by the way. But like it's kind of like how are you? Like 잘 지내고 있어요?
And how should you reply?
잘 지내고 있어요.
Oh, it's tough for me.
No, Rakesh, are you trying to what?
Well, right now I'm trying to learn Spanish.
Oh,
I
nice.
really love. Like, do you know Spanish?
No, the only thing I know about in Spanish is te amo, which is I love you. So that's the only thing I know.
Okay,
You're trying to learn Spanish?
Yes. As you mentioned, learning multiple languages is good for brain. So, right now I think it's Duolingo. Yeah, it's a Duolingo. It's a free app, I think. And one of my friends suggested me. So right now I just go to the Google and put English to Spanish. What does this mean? How are you? So, ¿cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
Yeah,
Yeah.
¿cómo te va, amigo? Something like that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
So little bit I'm trying to learn it from Google, but one of my friends suggested go to Duolingo. It has a good feature. You can learn it there.
Duolingo is actually a very good resource too as well. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
right now I want to learn Spanish, and also you were right. I also feel like if I'm contacting a group of community, and if I would be able to speak their language, that's feel great to me. Because
Yes.
it will make a different connection, a deep connection with them.
Yes, definitely. I think that speaking in their language is also a very good thing because like you can connect to people on a deeper level. Like they can see you as their own. Like they can see you as like their
Yes.
own language, their own like you're from their country. So that's a good.
And
way.
also I have observed some good speakers. They whenever they go to different state or a community where they speak different language, they use some to introduce themselves or just say how are you in their language. So that's make a good connection with the audience. So that's really
Definitely,
good.
definitely. We're
Okay.
huge language learners.
Yeah. Okay, so now in upcoming summer, you are heading to Kansas State for biosecurity research. Where do you want to be in 10 years?
Where do I want to be in 10 years? Oh my God, that's such a good question. I think that I want to be, where do I want to be in 10 years? I want to work for a pharmaceutical company. I think I want to be an industrial researcher working for a pharmaceutical company, but I want to also be connected to universities that do PhD research, for example, national labs and things like that.
Wow.
But I also want to be like not only in one specific space. I want to be like transitioning from maybe Seoul, South Korea, Nigeria, Lagos to the United States. I want to be like traveling like literally every time, like every day. I want it to be part of my occupation. So I see myself as someone who have already achieved their PhD in chemistry, obviously, and I want to sort of apply to a pharmaceutical company like Eli Lilly or Novartis, like. And my role should sort of be like a bilingual role. That's like a bilingual scientist, for example, working in a lab. That's a
What is
big
a
dream.
bilingual scientist?
A bilingual scientist is basically someone who speaks multiple languages and like also does like research in the lab for
Does company really need that kind of
position.
yeah?
I mean, like, I don't necessarily think so. I think maybe you can just be a research lab scientist. But, like,
okay.
me specifically, it's my dream.
Okay, I
It's my
see.
dream to be a trilingual, bilingual scientist. Because I always want to incorporate, like, the languages that I learn in my professional, like, in my career. And that's why I'm doing political science and chemistry.
So let's back to our first question. How do you think, like, is it tough handling two majors?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not easy. It is difficult because you have to coordinate between your different advisors. Like, I have two advisors. I have to see my curriculum and see, okay, what classes am I going to take? It's not like you don't have to, like, do, like, for example, people think that because we do 100, because for a normal major, you do 100 hours, I think. You only
100
have,
hours?
I think you do 100 hours. I don't know.
Okay.
Is it 100 hours?
Or okay, so if they want to make sure our audience can check.
Yeah, they can check.
Okay, where is that?
So like you go to the Louisiana Tech website, they have a chemistry curriculum. So you have like 100 hours for a specific concentration, like chemistry, for example. You have to take 100 hours in order to satisfy the graduation requirements. If I'm adding political science to it, I only have to do 50 more hours. I don't have to do like another 100 hours, which is 200 hours. I only have to do 50 more hours.
Oh.
So like it's kind of there's a leeway. There's a way you can do two majors that would not like you would not sacrifice. You don't have to spend like 8 years in college. I'm only gonna spend like one more year in college because if I decided to add more major to it. I think it's difficult because if I have to meet all my requirements for each concentration, like I have to take all of my classes. So I'm always like taking maybe 12 or 13 classes each quarter. And it's a lot, but I try to do it.
Muizat, if I'm right, so you are also pursuing a chemistry as well as doing your political science in which you are interested.
Yes.
A lot of students, their interest is in something, but they are doing some different major.
Yeah.
But you are trying your hard, doing your best, and doing double major, pursuing your dream,
Yeah.
pursuing your passion. It's one of the great things that one can do for their own life. Because sometimes we just follow the trend and we go through that, but we forget our passion, in which we don't need any motivation to work for that.
Yes.
So what would be your suggestion to someone who just follow the trend and they're pursuing a different major, but they're interested in something else?
Yeah, I definitely understand the appeal. Like, I understand why you would do that. But I would also say that at the end of the day, we only have one life.
Right.
You can't like satisfy, because at the end of the day, you can like graduate and still not get like a job that you want. Like, so why don't you do something that you're interested in? and do it in such a way that like you're also incorporating like technical aspect of it. Like you're going to like pursue what you like, but doing it in a way that you're hardworking, that people can see you, that people can see the value in what you're doing. And I think that that's very important, and that's what people fail to realize, that they can actually pursue what they want, but they need to make it they need to make it competitive. They need to make sure that people look at them and say, oh, they know what they're doing, or they are hireable, or it's not just like they are doing this specific major and it's not like they don't have anything to show for it. Like you need to show something for it, even if you're doing a major that you think is less competitive in the market. If you understand. Yeah. That's all I have to say.
Right. Okay, we're almost at last of our podcast.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to ask, so if our Nigerian students watching this podcast and they want to know how they can come to United States for their education,
Yeah.
what would be your suggestion? Just in short, like how can they can start their preparation? What should they, start preparing while they are back in the country, and to move from Nigeria to USA?
Yeah. I think one thing you should start preparing is definitely maybe reaching out to our student ambassadors here at ISA and asking about housing, because housing is a very important thing. Like you need to know how you're going to coordinate if you want to live off campus or on campus. Like you need to coordinate with so that it does not become messy. Like you need to see, okay, what are the different housing options? How far is it from my classes? How far is it from my building? That's very important that you need to do. You also need to start thinking about classes. Maybe you ask upperclassmen that are doing specific majors that you're interested in. Reach out to them, student ambassadors. That's why they're here. Like Rakesh, you're also a student ambassador,
Right.
and I'm sure you receive so many messages.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's crazy. But like, yeah, I think housing is one thing. You should also start thinking about taxes. You should start thinking about like, So I think housing, taxes is a big thing. Taxes, I'm saying taxes because of like, if you want to like work on campus, you need to like, file different types of taxes. Maybe ask more questions from students that are here. Like we are here to sort of guide you and in that process, and we're trying our best, aren't we, Rakesh?
Right. Yeah, we are trying. And also, it's my message to them: just ask. If you don't know anything, just ask.
Just
What
ask
should I know it?
questions. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we are here to help them. So, as an international student ambassador for OIA, our Office of International Affairs, we're always happy to help our students
Yeah,
with their questions, because we have been to that place.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. We've
And
been
we
in
don't-
your position.
Yes, and want to help them. So one of the best things, they can contact us. And
Yes.
we'll do our best to help
Yes.
them.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a very big thing and I was also very fortunate to like contact Leon's, because Leon's was also the student ambassador at that time, and I contacted her and I asked her some questions about like, tech, what I should expect. I think you should also do your own research as well, like Ruston. How does Ruston? Because Ruston is a small college town. There are many things to do here, but like, it's a small college town at the end of the day. You need to see, am I gonna get a car, or am I gonna, am I gonna get a bicycle, whatever it is.
For the commute purpose.
And also like professionally, like you also have to start thinking about like, summer internships. How am I gonna like be competitive? Like if you can speak to Rakesh here, Rakesh has a lot of opportunities, and if you get in touch with him, he would advise you on how you can like position yourself to get research opportunities, get internships and things like that. Just look for people that are very, very hardworking, motivating, and reach out to them. And that's
Also, yeah, you're right. And also, we're happy we can connect them to the right department
Yeah,
for their
yeah.
purpose. We have career center on campus. It will really helpful for them to either make a LinkedIn profile or apply for the internship. So yeah. So well, thank you so much.
yeah,
for
this was
coming.
fun. This was actually very fun. Thank you so much, Rakesh.
Thank you very much, Muizat. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let's clap. Woo!
You're awesome.